covered program are strictly those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors. Welcome to your Hometown Health Show, brought to you by Triology Home Healthcare, the industry leader with over 30 years of experience in providing home healthcare services such as skilled nursing, physical and occupational therapy, home health aides, and other specialized care to your homes throughout the state. Please tune in every other week as we bring you a range of good information from specialists in the field to help make you more informed and living healthy.
Hello and welcome to our Home Health Show, sponsored by Triology Home Healthcare. I am your host tonight, Evelyn, and tonight we have our special guest with this evening, Melissa Rimmer from Wilton Manors Health and Rehab. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Glad to be here.
Great. So please introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do with Wilton Manor and Rehab in Fort Lauderdale.
So my name is Melissa. I am a physical and I'm an occupational therapist. I'm the rehab director, so I coordinate pretty much all the therapy services for all of my patients. Physical therapy, occupational therapy, and speech therapy. We have a wide variety. We do short-term rehab, so individuals that come to us and then hopefully return to the community, as well as long-term care, so individuals that come and stay with us for longer periods of time.
How did you get started at Wilton Manors?
So I actually, 7th grade, I injured myself, and that's the first time I had therapy, and I was completely into sports, and I said, oh my gosh, I can stay in sports and still help people, because I always had a drive to help people. And then eventually went to college, did my internships, went to an honorary, pretty much memory unit. It was locked, and fell in love with dementia care. From then on out, I knew geriatrics was my population. Went to school at the University of St. Augustine, where I got my physical and occupational therapy degrees. Then I went on to just my career working in skilled nursing and wound up here at Wilton Manors with Greystone. It's been a wonderful ride.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. I'm Jennifer Smith. I'm the Director of Marketing for Triology Home Health. So we sponsor the Hometown show here this evening, and we offer Medicare home care throughout the state of Florida. We cover almost the entire state with the exception of Dade and the Panhandle. We offer Medicare home health for physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy, psych nursing, medical social worker, and home health aid services. So thank you for having us here. Thank you for coming.
So tell me, where are you guys located and how long have you been in the area?
So Wilton Manors Health and Rehabilitation is literally in Wilton Manors in Fort Lauderdale. Okay. We've been in the area for over 30 years, so we've been here pretty established for quite some time. Our name has changed over the time, but now it's Wilton Manors.
So Wilton Manors Health and Rehab mission is to service without boundary and or compromise. What does that mean?
So pretty much what it is you're a person. We want to meet your needs no matter where you are, no matter who you are. So you're not a number, you're not a diagnosis code, you are a person. What do you need and how can we help you with meeting your needs? That's really what it means.
What is a skilled nursing facility, and are there different types of rehab facilities?
So there are different kinds of rehab. You have outpatient therapy. That's generally where you would go to the facility. There is home health, which the therapists go to you, okay, wherever you are in your home. There are also inpatient rehabs. Those are kind of what I am. I'm a subacute rehab. So that's where we get you from the hospital, we rehab you, then we return you to the community. There's also long-term care rehab. So again, you'd be a long-term care resident at my facility, and I would go and I would provide you with therapy services to maintain your quality of life, okay? There's therapy in the hospitals, Okay, so there's really therapy and services throughout your entire well-being, okay, no matter where you are in your lifespan.
So when a resident goes in and brings in a patient, how is their day structured? What makes you different from the rest of the rehab centers here in Florida?
Well, I think really what makes us different than other people is we really take you into account. Okay. A lot of times when we go to rehab or we see other rehabs, you are almost a number. Okay. How do we get you in? How do we get you out? How can we do it as quickly as we can? And we don't dig deep enough. We don't look at you like a person. Your hip fracture, your shoulder dislocation. At Wilton, from the CNAs to the nursing staff to management, rehab, all of us, we really do try to talk to you, figure out, what do you like? What do you want to get back to? And I'll take a prime example, dementia. That is very common in this area. These individuals, again, they're forgetful. But it doesn't mean they're not people. It doesn't mean they can't do things. I've personally put together a program for somebody that used to work in the Postal Service, had dementia, could not remember literally what she ate that morning, but she could write checks. She could send mail. So we designed programs around her desire to do just that. And I think that's very unique in this area. In skilled nursing in general, that we're really meeting people's needs where they're at, not just saying, hey, I think this is what's best for you. It's more of what do you like doing, what do you want to do, and how can I help you do that?
So for the nurses, do they have specific patients they deal with? Do they have like a specific number they have throughout the day, or is it just everyone works with everyone?
So in order to kind of maintain safety with medication management, so making sure people get the right medication, our nurses are actually assigned units or floors or room numbers. Okay, so that way they know, hey, today when I come in, I'm working with room 126. And you can really get to know your patients that way because we try to keep the same nurses, the same staff with those same people. So it's not like today I know what's going on and then tomorrow I have a completely different set of people that I don't know.
Consistency is key. They do the same thing with their CNAs. The unit managers are the same consistent unit managers. That's crucial. And how many beds do you have in your facility?
We have 147 beds.
It's a large facility. Definitely a large facility. So there's a lot to maintain and a lot to manage in that size of a facility for sure.
And with that large facility, so who pays for service offered by Wilton Manor and the rehab? As the like insurance, long-term care insurance, private pay, etc.
So we take actually a variety of insurances and payment methods. It really depends on where you are. So if you're coming to us for inpatient rehab, and what that is again, let's say we would break a hip, you would come to me, but you're expected to return back into the community, whether it's assisted living, whether it's home by yourself, whether it's home with family, then generally it's through your insurance. So whether it's Medicare, AvMed, Humana, Preferred Care, any of those, we can work with you there. Now, we do have patients that, for whatever reason, they don't have insurance or anything, and they do pay privately. And then our long-term care individuals, Medicaid definitely helps pay for room and board. On top of that, we provide therapy, whether it's through the insurance, and we even work with our residents that don't have anything and provide them therapy services as well. If you need it, we want to give it to you.
Awesome. And for residents that are long-term, what is the maximum stay at your facility?
So long-term care is literally your entire life, if that be. Now, we do have residents that often are worried about, well, you're transitioning me to long-term care. Oh my God, does that mean I'm here forever? No, that doesn't always necessarily mean you're here forever. Oftentimes that is the case. But sometimes we've had families that weren't able to take care of their loved ones at the time, but a couple years later, situations change and they are able to then take them home and take care of them. And that's what we want. We want the families happy. We want patients happy. So if it's transitioning home, that's what we want you to do. If it's staying in a facility like ours that provides you with 24/7 care, then that's what we want for you.
Awesome. And what specialty programs does Wilton Manor Health and Rehab offer?
We are actually Parkinson's specialized. So LSVT Big and Loud, we have physical therapy as well as speech therapy that is specialized in that area. We also have interactive metronome. We don't have the actual program, but we are metronome certified. Okay. We have also kind of grown as our population in general with dementia has grown. We've actually branched into a couple activities programs. We have a Shining Stars program that is specifically designed for our low-level functioning dementia patients. And we are working on creating a mid-level dementia program as well called our ART program, where these individuals get to participate in higher-level activities with a little bit more supervision, but we also can integrate them into regular activities such as activities you and I would be interested in. So
Very
it's
cool.
very nice that we are trying to meet the abilities of all of our residents, not just a few.
Good. I think it's very important that residents are taken care as you guys are taking care of them and making them a part of, besides making them feel like they are stuck in this facility with their diseases and that no one cares for them because mostly, you get that reputation from, some, what, God knows where nursing homes, but it's nice to know that patients are being well taken care of and they're doing activities that keeps them going.
And stimulated. That's
Yes.
really important, especially with the ever rising dementia population. It's kind of scary. I think you see it almost on every diagnosis sheet or every H&P that comes from the hospital. So yeah, I'm with the Broward Walk to End Alzheimer's this weekend.
That's right.
You see, I don't know anyone that hasn't been touched by Alzheimer's or dementia. So yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's what makes Wilton very unique is even a lot of facilities that do have memory units or locked units, they almost become kind of institutionalized,
Very.
segregated. And our goal is to kind of break that mold. We want them to not only be met at the level, because you can't communicate the same as with somebody that doesn't have dementia, but it doesn't mean that just because they can't doesn't mean they don't need a quality of life, doesn't mean they should be pushed into a corner.
No, absolutely.
They need to be stimulated and they need to have a quality of life just like we would want.
Absolutely.
Of course. And what are these activities that they do?
It can be anything.
Anything?
The beauty of dementia is you don't know where your mind is going to go. We have individuals that they love washing beans. That's you give them beans. and they
Folding
wash it.
laundry.
Folding laundry.
Sometimes they
That's-
like to color. I mean, it's crazy, but you're meeting them where they are, and that's what's
Exactly.
really important. So, yeah.
important.
And it's even simple tasks, but it gives them purpose. And it's wonderful. I worked in a memory care for many years, so and my grandmother had it. So,
wonderful.
I love that.
And for us, like we started a program, it's called a compassion program. What we found when the hurricane went through the Bahamas, we did the hurricane relief, and our residents became so enthralled with being able to help other people. And we're not just talking about, higher functioning, we're talking about even the ones that were confused, somewhere understood, I'm helping someone. And to be able to help someone just like we get the joy out of helping them, they get the joy out of helping others. So it's really nice that as a community, we all have that same goal.
Yeah.
So what does the person need to do that feels they may need services like those that Triology provides?
So Trilogy actually wonderfully helps us bridge a gap. Okay, so when you go to the hospital and then you come to me for short-term rehab, so you're here for a couple days, a couple weeks, hopefully I can send you home. That's my overall goal, is to send you back home, because that's where you want to be. However, you're not going to be your prime time old self. You're not going to be running that half marathon. It's not going to happen. You're going to need a little bit of help. So that's where Triology comes in, and they help our patients transition into their home. They help them get safe, get on their feet, get the confidence they need to start returning to their life. It's like taking that 24/7, somebody's there, I know I can count on someone to come in, and going, oh, now I'm on my own, what do I do? They help bridge that gap.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a stepping stone. So, anytime anyone's at, and I've worked in admissions at a nursing home as well. So, discharge planning starts at admission. So they'll call, and we have our home health coordinator that comes in, meets bedside with the patient and family, uncovers what all their needs are when they're going home. And we follow them through that transition and their, whole nursing home stay, make sure that, everything's on board with regards to equipment going home, make sure that we get all of the orders that are needed. And once the patient goes home, we follow up with them with the very next day and do what's called a start of care. And then we follow them. And God forbid there's any kind of hiccup at home. If it's within 30 days, there's something called a Medicare window. And it allows them to go back to the nursing home or the skilled nursing facility without having to go back to the hospital, because who likes going to the hospital? No one. And it allows them to go back to the nursing home or the skilled nursing facility and continue that rehab stay. Maybe they needed a few extra days, or maybe needed an extra week. And it gets them right back to the care of the staff that they were there, and maybe come, right back home and continue the therapy. A lot of patients do very well at home with home health. And we can communicate back to them and say, hey, look, your patient did really, really well. They had no hiccups, or God forbid something tragic did happen, or they ended up having maybe severe shortness of breath, and we had to get them to the emergency room, but we were able to get them back home. Or if they did have any hiccups, we can bring them right back to Wilton Manors. So it's just a nice, seamless transition, and we communicate really well with the facility.
It's great. All right, we're going to take a quick commercial break.
Triology was established in 2016 by industry experts with over 30 years in home health care operations spanning 30-plus counties throughout the state of Florida. With offices in Jacksonville, Port St. Lucie, West Palm Beach, we strive to provide the most optimal care to our patients in a fun, forward-thinking environment. Our focus is on personal relationships, whether with an employee, a patient, or an outside community. Because we know that when people enjoy what they do, it becomes why they do it. Call Triology today at 954-689-6660 and ask for more information. In addition to offering the standard mix of services, SN, PT, OT, speech, MSW, and HHA, we also take great pride in being on the cutting edge and offering care and education to our licensed clinicians in other areas most agencies likely don't offer. Emotional and behavioral health with our psych nursing, biofeedback for bladder incontinence and pelvic pain, chemotherapy, IV hydration, antibiotic and respiratory therapy. Call today at 954-689-6660. Triology Home Care. You have been listening to the Triology Home Health Show, and if you wish to be a guest on our show, please call us at 561-670-9213 and let us share your knowledge and information with our listeners. Triology Home Health Care Show enjoys serving the community and bringing doctors and facilities of interest to help educate and inform the community. Please call us at 561-670-9213 and let us put you on the airwaves with the Triology Home Health Show.
Welcome back. We are here with Triology Home Health Town and Wilton Manor Health and Rehab with Melissa Reimert. So, Melissa, please tell me some more. So for residents, which company they'd like to work with?
How do they choose? How do you allow, your patients to choose, the services or providers that when they're getting ready for discharge?
So for us, it's all about patient choice. So we pretty much ask them straight out, do you have anybody that you prefer to work with? Is there anybody that you've worked with before that you really enjoyed? If they do, we give them that option to continue. Because again, if you're comfortable with somebody, why do I need to change up what you know works for you? After that, if they say, no, I really don't have anybody, we pretty much introduce them to several home health agencies, and we explain the goods and the bads and, allow them to choose. If there's a couple people that they'd like to talk to, we talk to that home health agency and we say, hey, come out. This person's interested in talking with you guys. They want to know a little bit more about you. And we let them come out, say a couple words, and then go from there. It really is a patient choice. It's patient driven.
So I have a question, just to piggyback
Come
on
closer to the
that.
mic.
Just to piggyback on that topic, say it's a Medicare patient that's going home from us with Triology Home Health. What is the average days that they'll authorize for physical therapy at home?
It's not an authorization process at all. No, it's all based on what the patient needs. So what happens is we get the order for physical therapy, and the physical therapist has to go out and they do their initial assessment, and it's all based on what the physical therapist sees. Unless it's let's say an orthopedic surgeon and they have specific protocols for a knee replacement or a hip replacement or a specific surgery. That's the only time that we may have a specific plan of care already, but it's always based on what the physical therapist will see based on, what they present, the patient presents with. Then we call the physician and say, this is what we'd like the frequency to be, frequency of visits. And we set a goal based on what the patient's previous activity level was prior to being injured or surgery or whatever it was. And if they meet those goals during that time, then we discharge the patient. If they've not met those goals, then we ask for recertification. So we extend those orders.
Okay.
So it's
And
all
that-
based
that
on
includes
individual
all
needs.
insurances, even commercial insurances. It's the same process.
Similar. So the insurance company would have to authorize.
I see.
The only difference is Medicare doesn't authorize it. They allow us to work with the physician based on what the patient needs.
Okay, I understand. Thank you.
Yeah. So.
And lastly, how can people get in touch with you if they like to learn more about Wilton Manor Health and a rehab in Fort Lauderdale? And can we schedule a tour?
You can definitely schedule a tour. We're pretty much open 24/7, but I'm not sure if midnight is quite the time you want to come. We're located at 2675 North Andrews Avenue, Wilton Manors. You can also call the facility pretty much anytime. I start pretty much at 7 a.m. in the morning. I'm there
ask for
super
Missy.
early. Super early. And then I'm there until about 5:30 in the afternoon. But you can ask for me, Melissa or Missy. Missy's my nickname, and I can help you out. You can also ask for pretty much any of the staff members. So director of nursing, our executive director, who is amazing. Her name's Maria. She'll be happy to answer any questions as well. Our phone number is 954-563-5711. And really, give us a call. We'll answer any questions that you may have. No question is a silly question. I get asked all sorts of questions all the time. And it's really just about spreading the knowledge and knowing and making the right decision for you.
And for residents, family members, what time are the visiting hours? Is there a specific time?
So we're pretty much 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. You can come visit. Our doors open up. Our doors do lock for security after about 8 p.m. Security reasons. We want your family to be as safe as you are at home. Okay. We do allow families to visit after that time. You would just need to be pretty much buzzed in. We ask all family members to obviously be respectful that they're not the only ones in the building though. So no parties at 11 o'clock or anything like that.
Darn.
I know, right? But pretty much you can come and visit your family members almost anytime.
Do you need to schedule a tour, or can you? Can you just pop
You
in?
do not need a scheduled tour if you want to make sure. So if you want to make sure it's with me and I, twirl around for you, then definitely a schedule would be nice. But you can come anytime. It does not need to be scheduled for a tour.
Okay. And do you have admissions on certain days of the week, or is it only Monday through Friday, or when do you have admissions?
We do admissions 7 days a week for both our short-term rehab as well as our long-term rehab. We also do outpatient therapy services as well.
Oh, very nice.
Which is a unique thing for our building as well. So if you are at home and you think you need therapy and, you're past the home health so you can go out into the community and you want to come to us, we can definitely get you set up with that as well.
Yeah, that's great for your patients too, that, if they may not qualify for home health because they've done so exceptionally well, or they have a specific insurance that home health can't take, they can come back to you because they know your therapist really well. That's great. That's a great, great, great feature.
Yes.
Definitely.
Great.
And what's the phone number they can reach you again? That's important.
Yeah, my phone number is going to be 954-563-5711.
Wonderful.
Thank you for coming. And anyone, please call them.
Thank you.
Triology Home Healthcare invites you to call our offices before making a decision about your home health and rehabilitative care. Different from other agencies, Triology offers specialized service that other agencies don't, providing exceptional care. That's who we are and what we do. Call us at 866-599-4959 or go to trilogyhomehealthcare.com.